Most people view a credit card as a tool for freedom, but in reality, it is often a tether to the past. When you swipe that plastic, you aren't just buying a product, you are borrowing from your future self. The banking industry spends billions of dollars on psychological research to make spending feel painless. They call it frictionless payment. When you use cash, your brain registers the pain of paying, because you physically see the money leave your hand. Credit cards decouple that pain from the pleasure of the purchase. You get the dopamine hit now, but the financial sting is delayed by 30 days. This gap is where wealth goes to die. By the time the bill arrives, the joy of the purchase has faded, leaving only a cold, hard obligation. You are no longer buying things, you are buying time at a premium you can't afford. Have you ever spent an extra $50 just to earn $2 in cash back? This is the reward trap. Points, miles, and cash back are not gifts. They are psychological nudges designed to change your behavior. Banks know that reward seekers spend significantly more than those who pay with cash or debit. The gamification of your spending turns your financial life into a low-stakes video game where the house always wins. We justify unnecessary purchases by telling ourselves we are earning a free flight or a gift card. In reality, the interest on a single month's carried balance often wipes out an entire year's worth of rewards. The credit card companies aren't giving you free money, they are buying your loyalty and your data. They are incentivizing you to stay in the system, keeping you focused on pennies while they collect your dollars. Let's look at the brutal math that keeps you poor. The average credit card interest rate is now hovering near 25%. If you carry a balance of $5,000 and only make the minimum payment, it could take you over 20 years to pay it off. By the end, you will have paid back more than double what you originally spent. The minimum payment is the most dangerous phrase in finance. It is calculated specifically to keep you in debt for as long as possible while keeping the bank's profit at a maximum. It covers the interest and barely touches the principal. Every time you make that minimum payment, you are essentially paying a life tax for the privilege of staying exactly where you are. You are working 40 hours a week just to hand the first 10 hours of your labor directly to a bank CEO. We are told from a young age that a high credit score is the ultimate sign of financial health. But a credit score is not a measure of wealth. It is a measure of how good you are at being a customer for debt. You can have $1 million in the bank and a 0 credit score if you don't borrow money. Conversely, you can be broke with a 750 score if you juggle your debts perfectly. The system wants you to stay obsessed with your score, so you keep playing the game. It encourages you to keep accounts open and maintain a utilization ratio that keeps you active in the debt market. While a good score is useful for a mortgage, many people ruin their actual net worth trying to maintain a number on a screen. True wealth is measured by what you own, not by how much you are allowed to borrow. Credit card companies are masters of the gotcha moment. Beyond the high interest rates, there is a literal minefield of hidden fees. Late fees, over-limit fees, foreign transaction fees, and annual fees add up to billions in pure profit for banks. Then there's the introductory APR trap. They lure you in with 0% interest for 12 months, but if you don't pay the balance in full by the deadline, or if you miss a single payment, that interest can be backdated or skyrocket to 30% instantly. These terms are hidden in 50-page agreements that no one reads. The system is designed to be complex because complexity favors the lender. Every fee you pay is a withdrawal from your retirement fund. Every missed deadline is a setback for your family's future. Stop being the easy. Credit cards enable a dangerous phenomenon called lifestyle inflation because you have access to a limit that is 5 times higher than your monthly salary. It's easy to live a life you haven't earned yet. You start buying the organic groceries, the designer clothes, and the upgraded electronics because the available credit says you can. You aren't just competing with your neighbors. You are competing with an idealized version of yourself that the bank has sold back to you. This creates a cycle where your income goes up, but your debt grows even faster. You become trapped in a golden handcuff situation where you can't quit a job you hate because the credit card bills require that specific salary. You have traded your professional mobility and your peace of mind for symbols of status that lose their value the moment you leave the store. The first step to overcoming the credit card trap is a radical shift in mindset. You must stop viewing credit as your money. It is an expensive product that you are purchasing. To break free, you have to embrace the pain of paying again. This means moving back to cash or a debit card for everyday expenses. When you feel the physical loss of money, your spending naturally decreases by 15 to 20% without even trying. You need to develop a debt allergy. Stop seeing debt as a normal part of life and start seeing it as an emergency. Wealthy people use their money to buy assets that pay them. Poor people use their money to pay for liabilities that they've already consumed. The transition is painful because it requires saying no to things you want right now. But that no is a yes to your future freedom. The number one reason people fall back into credit card debt is a lack of an emergency fund. When the car breaks down or the roof leaks, the credit card feels like a lifesaver, but it's a lifesaver made of lead. To stop the cycle, you must build a fortress between you and the bank. Start with a starter emergency fund of $1,000. This isn't for vacations or sales, it is for true emergencies only. Having this cash on hand changes your psychology. You no longer fear the unexpected because you are your own bank. Once you stop using the card for emergencies, the debt stops growing. This allows you to finally go on the offensive. You are shifting from a defensive posture, where life happens to you, to a proactive posture, where you control your environment with your own capital. Now it's time to kill the debt. There are two primary ways to do this: the snowball and the avalanche. The avalanche method focuses on math. You pay off the highest interest rate card first to save the most money. The snowball method focuses on psychology. You pay off the smallest balance first to get a quick win. For most people, the snowball works better because debt is an emotional problem, not a math problem. When you see a card balance hit zero, you get a rush of momentum. You take the payment you were making on that card and snowball it into the next smallest debt. This creates a feeling of power. As the debts disappear, your cash flow opens up, and your motivation skyrockets. Choose the method you can stick to, because consistency is more important than perfect mathematics. Most people don't realize that you can actually talk back to your credit card company. If you have a decent payment history, call them and ask for a lower interest rate. Simply saying, "I'm looking into balance transfer offers from other banks, but I'd like to stay with you. If you can lower my APR," can often result in a 5 to 10% reduction. This instantly makes your payments more effective. You can also ask for late fees to be waived. Banks spend hundreds of dollars to acquire a single customer. They don't want to lose you over a small fee. Be polite but firm. Every percentage point you negotiate down is more money in your pocket and less in theirs. You are a customer, not a servant. Take control of the terms of the relationship and use their own competition against them. Once the cards are paid off, the real work begins. You must design a life where you never need them again. This involves automated wealth. Set up your finances so that your savings and investments are taken out the moment your paycheck hits. If you don't see the money, you won't spend it. Live on what is left. This is the reverse of what most people do. They spend first and try to save what is left, which is usually nothing. By paying yourself first, you are guaranteeing your future. Use your credit card only if you can treat it like a debit card, paying it off in full every single week, not every month. If you can't do that, get rid of it. There is no reward point worth the stress of a mounting balance. True luxury is the ability to sleep at night knowing you owe no man anything. True wealth is not about the card in your wallet. It's about the freedom in your calendar. When you overcome the credit card trap, you stop being a cog in the banking machine. You start building a legacy. Imagine a life where your entire paycheck belongs to you. No interest, no minimums, no due dates. You can invest aggressively, give generously, and take risks that others can't afford. The AI energy tax and other global shifts we've discussed only hurt those who are tied to debt. By being debt-free, you are agile. You are sovereign. You have moved from the consumer class to the investor class. This journey isn't just about money. It's about reclaiming your dignity and your future. The banks have had their turn with your paycheck. Now, it's your turn. Stay powered, stay focused, and stay free.